Hey, everything's not broken. Hi, everybody. Is everybody in the right place? I didn't even check cameras. It's been a fucking day.
I'm a little cut off at the forehead.
Well, that's what you get for being late.
I mean, I wasn't late. For
It was me driving
this.
back into town. I was frantically. My daughter's asleep in the back, and I'm doing like 85 and a 60 probably. I'm just like, gotta get to D&D. Hi, everybody. Missed y'all last week for the holiday. Good to be back though. We'll do a quick round of intros since we're on a bit of a short session today. We'll start with Josh and see super busy, so he can just say hi.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Okay, we're going to Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Maxmiel, the Tiefling Sorceress Bard.
Hey, Sarah, who does Josh play?
He plays Jaeger Hellstrom, the human alchemist gunslinger.
Oh, look at that, so good. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Next is
Hi, Mom.
Next, Maddie.
Hello, I'm Maddie. I play Isadora, the gun tank half elf.
Yeah, and Zach.
Hey, everybody, I'm Zach. I play Doran, the Dragonborn Barbarian.
Nate.
Hi, I'm Nate. I play Soren, the half-elf blade singer rogue.
And David.
Hi, I'm David, and I play Wednesday Addams. No, Bob from Yorl, the human witch warlock.
Tomato, tomato, it's fine.
Actually,
You're kind of Wednesday Addams. A little bit, yeah.
Kinda.
Kind of, a little bit. A little bit.
Does that make Spackle thing?
or does that make Spackle the
Is it prehensile hair that's like draped over, or is it, because it could be cousin it if it's prehensile hair and
Could
not
be
like a
cousin
sheet.
it.
Could be.
I don't know, but you know, we're straying into DCMA territory as we're about to get copyright struck for playing D&D as Wednesday Addams.
For just mentioning it.
And I'm Ben, being DM. I'm the late one today, so sorry that we missed an hour of y'all's time today, but we're happy to be here. And thanks for you all that. Let's see, we got one resub while we were offline there, so thank you. So where we were last time, let me go over to the map here and take a look. I have to like pull your guys' faces to this monitor. Haha.
We're in the ocean.
Oh, not yet. Oh, yeah, we're not. Oh, I go. Okay, your bodies are in the ocean technically, so you can be on the screen. Yes. That is the limitation of the system. Thank you very much. But we set off on foot from Busat over to Brisbane. Had a long trek across the southern desert there, moving outside of the city of Nankivin, which looked like a pretty place, and our players were excited to, like, Nate, I don't know how you have a knack for it. I design and like write little blurbs about a dozen cities here, and you're like, man, I really want to go to Nankivin. And I'm like, cool, that's the only one that got destroyed, and I wrote a blurb about it before you said anything, and it was sitting there in the secret text, and you're just like, I want to go there.
It sounds cute.
It sounds cute, but it's destroyed it. That's what you get for liking something.
That's fair.
Destroyed it.
You guys moved across the southern flats, avoiding Nankivin, which was crawling with undead people. Eventually making your way along the southwestern coast of Kutala, coming into the western jungle, as Kutala has two major jungles and then kind of like a grassland strip in the middle. But the jungle of Malaneme on the western side, stopping briefly in the town of Sagoro, making your way through there, but ultimately heading on to Brisbane, where we found some folks waiting for you. One of them we expected, Rodnan, was supposed to be meeting you all there because he had recently trekked across to Holderima. And a pleasant surprise was Maribel was hanging out there as well. Who we had the apparently, now that you were past episode 3 and we've got more people watching, I have been told that if Maribel ever dies again, because she's touched, she's already been brought back to life, but if she dies again, my life is in danger, so I'm not allowed to kill her. They don't care about like Spackle dying. They're just like, creepy, terrible undead things can crawl out of Spackle's mouth. We don't care, but if you harm Sassy Southern Lady,
Spackle can't die.
Spackle can't die technically. In fact, I'm sure I have ways for Spackle to die. Hey, Madoc, thanks for resubscribing for us.
There you go.
Welcome back again, buddy. Good to have you. I'm surprised you can watch with your unfortunate internet problems. Poor guy has been just going through it.
Yeah.
Getting screwed playing video games with us during the week, and just we feel for him. We hope it's fixed. Or we're just going to get him a job elsewhere and move him the fudge out of where he's living. Who is texting me at this time? Oh, that is my picture of my son just smeared with food because he's out there just going to town on something in his high chair. Awesome. It's a Minecraft slideshow, but I'm here. Yeah, so we ended the evening perched up. Thanks, Warbs, for resubbing. Hey, buddy. Good to have you here. Glad you're with us. I think you all were staying at the Tipsy Mermaid.
I believe so.
And Maribel took incredibly good care of you guys, and you enjoyed some refreshments and some respite after the road. And I think you all earned advantage on your arrival roll. Like, you all have advantage in social situations for 48 hours or until you fail your first check. So yeah, we were wrapping up that evening, and you're supposed to be expecting 2 vessels to arrive tomorrow, from the Adventurers Guild sent out of Busat.
Oh, they're arriving tomorrow. I thought they were already here.
They're arriving in the morning, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, there were vessels here, but this port really didn't get hit. They've been trading regularly, and everything's been peachy keen here.
Okay.
So you guys have the evening if there was anything else you wanted to do before the arrival of the 2 vessels tomorrow. I think Maribel had mostly gotten everybody some food, and she had kind of retired to help clean up for the evening and and relax for a bit. And Rodnan probably tried apologizing a little bit to Max, but then just went back to drinking profusely and figuring out how much alcohol could affect a touch person because he's still so very embarrassed for everything he put you through.
Based off of a comment from last time's Twitch game, I would like to go see if there are any stores open that sell mittens.
Your fingies cold?
But specifically the type of mittens where I can take off the tops and have my fingers be able to like do stuff, but like then put the mittens back on for warmth.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly late. You can go see if there's a
Okay.
you can see if there's anything opened.
Or like just do a little bit of reconnaissance, see if there are any places that would be selling this, because I didn't put it in my initial order, and that's Max was like, oh, I'll need my fingers to do, magic, and then didn't realize that fingies may get cold in cold times.
Yeah, Jaeger crochets her some mittens.
Can you crochet, Jaeger? That's amazing. I love it.
Sure.
I mean, that's kind of in character for him. He probably does some weird shit like that.
But specifically, like, they need to be able to go off and on, but still keep like the palms, just like like kitty gloves that will like attach to the sleeve.
Nice little button.
Yeah. Because she'll lose them otherwise.
Okay. Roll a d6.
But just a d6. Oh boy. Okay. 4.
4. There is a place in town named Sartorial Splendor. That is
Sartorial Splendor.
It's a little tailor shop.
Okay. Awesome. Max will head there in the morning.
It seems closed right now, but I mean, it is the type of shop that he probably has a residence above, or she has a residence above it if you wanted to really warm him, get him going, but you're not sure. What do you
Thanks,
think?
Nate. I'm not gonna bother. No, it's not. I'll just bother him in the morning, or her in the morning.
Okay, sounds good. Anybody else have anything they wanted to accomplish tonight?
I'd like to just point out, like, since we left the town, and since like Jaeger has had that vocal moment, he's purposefully distanced himself. So it's kind of just like, even while patrolling, he's been kind of just out doing his own thing, but he'll purposely not like sleep by everyone, and it'll just be kind of at a longer distance. So if anybody notices that, that's been going on.
Can I get a recap?
Yeah, so not known to anybody, but the murder scene, like when everyone was dead, Jaeger heard a voice.
Perception check 6. Do I notice this shit, Ben?
Probably not. Like, you're
Cool.
probably weary from the road and don't really take stock of where everybody's at, and you probably actually do notice that Jaeger is not with the group, but it does not strike you as odd.
That's fair.
I rolled a 13.
Same thing.
Does Isadora? Oh,
Jaeger's
okay.
not with the group, and it doesn't strike you as odd.
May I roll for what could I roll for? Like perception?
Nope. Jaeger's just not there, and everybody's just kind of having a great time. The group of you is distracted enough that I don't want to go down and do 5 people's perceptions checks to see who notices that Jaeger's not with the group.
Sounds great.
Yeah. It's at that point, you know, with 2 people doing it, I would just say that the group is fairly distracted enough with the joy that Maribel's bringing and like the fun time that you guys are having. You're off the road, you're about to jump onto the next stage of the adventure, and you all feel great. That Jaeger not being there is just kind of like, he's probably just doing his broody thing or working on his concoctions. It's not super weird for him to not be here.
Do you?
In the morning, I don't know if we're just going to go there, but Max is going to ask Rodnan to accompany her.
Very sheepishly and in halfway into a cup, he's like, you want me to go somewhere with you?
Yes, please.
Sure. But this time, I swear I won't get stabbed at the end of this trip.
I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Tomorrow morning. Okay, yeah, sure, thanks. I'll see you then. He just scurries off.
Do I have like that many more scales? Why is he so bothered with me? Soren, do you think it's the face tattoo?
I think he's afraid of you.
Is it the face tattoo?
No. It's
Oh.
your general aura.
You are pretty badass, Maximil.
To be fair,
I'm
yes,
so
it is.
scary.
It is warranted.
Yeah.
I think it's less also about you and more about the fact that he is a worm.
He is very weaselly, yes.
A little bit. But it's, it's sort of like endearing. It's like an endearing weasel, you know? Like I would
women
put him in my
intimidate
hood and call him
insecure men.
Sprinkle.
No, I don't see it, honestly.
Maribel like comes back to get the last of the cups. Everyone's good? Yeah?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Lovely.
No problem. Y'all scare off Rodden there?
I think so.
Probably. I mean, I don't suspect it. Ever since he heard you was coming, Max, he's been busier than a cat covering crap on a marble floor trying to make sure everything's right for you here. So
Do you suspect he harbors some sort of guilt?
probably. I suspect he harbors a lot of things, guilt being the primary one. But at the same time, he's dumb as a sack of hammers, so I wouldn't put it too far past him to just be holding on to something like that and not letting it go and just making do with what he's got. But yeah, if y'all don't need anything else, cooks are going home, so I mean, I'm gonna go up and shoot, I don't really sleep anymore, but I'm gonna hit the hay and just kick my feet up for a bit and relax, and I'll see y'all in the morning. All right, she leaves you with like the last of whatever's in your cups as the evening really starts to wind down. You guys probably, not that you're partying hard, but it's well past midnight at this point. You came into town late, you caught up with Maribel and Rodden and had drinks, and the crew that was coming in with you that came in on foot was super happy as well, so they were having drinks. There was probably some cards and dice being played by the mercenaries and the people who work for the Adventurers Guild. And Shatha helping out with that as well and ensuring that everybody's in good spirits. And at this point, you'd see her like looking around and getting a view of the place, the last few people and the tipsy mermaid that are awake. Shatha is not one of them, kicked up in a very overstuffed chair near the fireplace. There's a half-drunk cup spilled out partially on the floor as she's passed out next to the fire.
a woman.
But does anybody have anything else for the evening?
Max will just write her letters and then go to bed.
Doran
Options.
will.
We're close to a dock area.
You guys
close
are
to
in a
the-
harbor. Yep, you're in
Yeah.
Brisbane, which is a harbor town.
Botran's just going to walk the docks and sort of meditate on the sound of the water and everything. So
Yeah,
Before
I mean,
Botran walks
go ahead.
away, Doran will be like, can I borrow spackle for a little while? I think I have my idea for my tattoo.
Doran, what do you got?
So, as Doran is finishing off the last of his drink, he's going to have spackle tattoo on his forearm, and it is a snake wrapped around a sword, and the fangs of the snake are dripping what appears to be some kind of green venom or liquid onto the sword, and it is the I forget the name of the spell, and I don't have the dang book open. Darn it! Did
Strike,
I
I
think
think
of
you
this?
said.
No, not True Strike. It's
That was
Green
mine.
Acid
Flame
Blade
Blade?
or something like
Okay.
that.
Caustic blade. That's
Caustic Blade. Thank you.
Yeah.
Caustic Blade's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay. So Spackle will go to work and stay behind. And Botran, are you leaving without Spackle? Or
unless I need to be there for that to happen, I mean, or
don't.
we could. I don't. How long will it take? Will it take him to do the whole night to do that, or?
Spackle
Hey,
can knock
pick
that out in a
her.
couple hours. And she's
Yeah.
pretty quick at it.
Yeah.
And you can walk away far enough that Spackle's not. I think your familiar rules allow Spackle to be a little farther away. Have to
I mean, I'm not going to go half a mile away or anything like that. I'm just
No.
going down by the water or whatever.
Yeah, I know you just have some special.
I'll sit by
familiar
the front
stuff.
door of the tavern and give you more more reach on your walking.
It's got to be very interesting because I don't think Spackle has worked on scale before. The Dragonborn's hide is a little bit tougher than just normal skin. So
That's the reason it's taken 2 hours instead of the normal one. Spackle's usually really quick because they're also magically enladen. Spackle's struggling a bit every time she tries to use the little tool to put it in. Some of the ink splashes off and dissipates in a mist. It's because this is ethereal magical ink, and she gets a little frustrated. But within a couple hours, she gets it done.
turns her hat backwards and gets in that.
It's just the top of her skull turns
Yeah.
backwards.
Oh god.
Exactly.
God, I love her.
You've got this, Speckle. I believe in you.
So Botran, you head down to the docks, and they've undergone a bit of a transformation from when you saw them before. Now, lamplight casts this warm golden glow among the piers and creates a trail of flickering illumination that leads out to the vast expanse of the sea, and the lanterns almost fade into starlight glistening off of the waves. Amidst the darkness, ships bob gently in the water, the reflections shimmering, and the occasional glow of lanterns aboard the vessels adds an element of mystique, hinting at the unseen adventures awaiting you on the high seas.
Yeah, Botran is focusing on just the movement of the water, the dreamlike quality of how it can, or how he might be able to incorporate that into something his patron might be able to use. But he's trying to do his dream work or whatever. So.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Sorry.
$19.
So you note, looking out over the ocean, that in the dream, the calm sea kind of reflects a bit of that misty makeup of what is essentially the floor upon which you walk when you're in the dream. When you transition between dreams, you find yourself almost walking on water. And this really connects with you, kind of seeing this at night and how it's reflected in the stars. And also there's a bit of the unknowing fear of the deep looking into here as well, because you can see the darkness and you know that, much like the lights glistening on the top of the waves, fear and horror kind of reaches at the back of your minds, looking into the depths and knowing that danger lurks underneath that glistening blanket. And it really connects deeply with you, the similarities between the dream realm and the ocean at night.
Yeah, sort of in this unconscious state, Batran's hair kind of mimics the flow of the water and the flow of the dream. It just sort of like floats off around him.
Okay. Anything else for Batran out there by the docks?
No, just sort of centering himself after all the busyness over the last couple of weeks. He's just sort of enjoying the moment of calm.
Okay. Everybody else but Doran and Jaeger, since we've already gone to them. Isadora, Max, and Soren, what are you all up to?
Isadora is sitting outside of the tavern in a sort of like wooden little chair that gives her a good view of the pier, and is just scribbling in a little notebook that she has, waiting for the sunrise.
Trying to see you on sleep.
Max will sit next to her for a while, with dancing lights kind of hovering between them to give light, as Max will also scribble some things down.
I think Soren would be back inside by the fire, sitting next, like a little bit away from Shoutha, just Astrid out, letting her kind of like hop from table to table, just doing cat shit. And kind of finishing reading those books that I got from the library, or the laboratory, the subterranean one in Busat. Just kind of sitting there and like processing a lot of that. And usual daily check-in with the wife, and then with the sendings done, and then head off to bed.
Okay.
Max will also have Gus out so that he can enjoy the view, and have him run around and play if he wants to. Just so that he's entertained and not staying a little guy. He can have little guy legs and arms and exist and be fun. But then eventually we'll say, "Night, Isadora," and head to bed.
She just winks at the little buddy.
Jaeger,
Uh-oh.
what are you up to away from the group?
Mostly keeping an eye out for anything suspicious around the group. I wouldn't say I'm like leaving them by any means or wandering off like into the woods by myself, doing anything stupid like that, but it's more self contemplation on essentially like his path, where he's going next, but then like really almost avoiding trying to like dig deeper into whatever the fuck that voice was. So he's more or less like recognizing it as a threat and keeping himself away from friends in case that actually meant something. So like in this moment, I'd probably be on the roof watching.
What from that message is sticking out most in Jaeger's mind?
If I recall, it was a question. Did I write it down? I didn't write it down, but if I remember correctly, it was a question about shit. I think it was like what is inside? Can't remember exactly how you phrased it, but it was something to his integrity. Like the thing that sticks out to me is I remember vengeance was just the immediate reaction to whatever the question was, and it was just like, what are you filled with, or like your deepest, I don't know. It's almost like secret, but not secret. I have to go back and watch it. But essentially, it's just like it put him back on mission plan to get his family, but protecting this group is priority because they're the only people that can probably help him get to his family. So what's sticking out most is vengeance.
In the darkness on the roof, you can see Maximiel's dancing lights in the distance. Botrin's hair glowing slightly off of the lantern light, flowing with the waves. You can see the sparkling of those waves. And Josh, I'm going to give you a decision.
No.
A mist starts to form, but you don't see exactly where from. You just see it start to coalesce and integrate with those lights in the distance. And they form a picture of what you best understand happened to your family. Are you sharing that with the rest of this group now, or do they all have to take their headphones off?
I'll share it. Why not?
Okay.
Keep them privy.
This mist begins to form, and you see a hazy image of what appears in your mind's eye when you think about what happened to them. Can you describe that for us?
So are you wanting like what actually transpired or what he's imagining happened?
What Jaeger sees in his mind's eye when he thinks about what happened.
He sees his wife and child just being tortured and taken and whipped and who knows what else evil doings are happening to them. And he flashes back to the town and just blood and chaos and destruction, and then flashes back to them just being dragged through the mud and crying and then beaten and then waking up and then beaten again, thrown in cages, like you name it. It's the whole horror story of being kidnapped in the night by the most grueling, disgusting scum that there is. And it just fuels Jaeger with anger.
As you're imagining this and the mist plays it out in front of you, you're not sure whether it's in your mind's eye again or if you're having an actual vision of this. But you hear the voice from behind you again. This time it addresses you directly.
Conduit. You were so close to your vengeance. Why did you leave?
Instinctively, does Jaeger turn to see this threat?
No.
You feel cold, muscular, sinewy hands slide down from your shoulders out towards your palms, and you look and you see the mist briefly touch your forearms and sink into your own hands.
We both would have had exactly what you wanted if you had just taken it in the sewers. Why did you leave it? The power you desire was mere feet away from you.
He'll just not react much. He'll stay kind of in a stoic position.
You feel...
Why didn't you take it?
It was not mine to take, Conduit. It was your duty. You could have had them back.
You feel a force pulling your arm to your gun hand, your left hand, down to your holster. Do you resist it? It doesn't feel threatening in any way.
No.
As that
Don't resist.
hand forces your arm down, you feel your fingers reach for your gun, and in front of you, the mist shifts again to the lifeless body of your family, and they stand back up, arms reached out. As your hand draws the gun up, you can see the mist leaving the fingers out through the barrel and puppeting them back to life.
You could have had this back, but instead,
You hear a gunshot in your ear, and you feel the hand force the kick of your gun as you watch a stream of mist leave the pistol.
you left them both for dead.
The bullets strike them both, and they both fall back to the ground, and you watch the mist dissipate out to the sea.
You and I both know that's not real, right?
It's real enough to you. I can feel it.
No, I think you feel something else, but let's cut to the chase. What do you want?
I want what you want, Conduit. The power that you seek. I see one more opportunity in your future. When you see it, it's best that you take it.
I get them back?
You'll get what you want.
Not what I asked.
Yes, you'll be able to have them back.
Fine.
As you say fine, You see the mist dissipates back out into the sea. Batran, your hair stands on end. And you vividly recall the creature crawling out of a gaping mouth and the horror you witnessed as those feelings creep back and crawl up your spine. And you glance behind you where the sensations coming from. And for a moment, as the starlight twinkles, you see Jaeger's silhouette against the roof. But the rest of you enjoy your fine evenings. Jaeger, do you turn in for the night? Or do you stand watch?
I stand watch.
Everybody finishes their journaling, reading activities. Doran or Spackle finishes the tattoo. Although Spackle, you've never seen Spackle sweat. And you turn as Spackle is just like, I have my, hold on, I gotta find my Spackle voice.
It's done. Oh my gosh.
You did good job, kid.
And you turn
and
back
he's going to
and
like attempt to pat her head, but like it goes through her head.
It does, but it comes back moist. The ghostly sheet is dripping, and her face looks drenched, and she just. Soren, did you fall asleep in the chair reading the book?
No, I would have gone upstairs after I was kind of at a point where I was.
She
done.
goes to the open chair and just arms over both sides, passes out, and she looks exhausted.
I tell Spackle to sleep.
Spackle does absolutely pass out and sleep in the large overstuffed chair in the bottom of the Tipsy Mermaid. You all have rooms for the evening. Does anybody have anything else they want to do for the night, or can we head to bed after some long time on the road? Everybody can have
Sleepy time.
a long rest. Take your long rest, except for except for Jaeger. Sorry, Jaeger. I was looking at Soren. I'm sorry. Jaeger, did you use the bedroll of rest while you were out, correct? That's sleeping in it for a long rest. Never mind. No, you guys
Austin's coming back in.
Yeah, you might have taken one in Segura when you were briefly there, but nope. Okay.
Why do I not have my hit dice back?
Jaeger, you take a level of exhaustion then for not sleeping overnight, unless you have something that counters that.
I'll check on it. I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you're expecting 2 vessels in the morning. Jaeger, since you stayed up all night, roll a d20. And you can call odds or evens.
Evens.
You got it.
Yeah.
Which one made it? The Star's End or the Sea Serpent's Revenge?
Oh no. I don't remember who's on what.
You guys didn't have anybody of import on any of them, I don't think, did you? Yeah, they were providing mercenaries from the Adventurers Guild. You had nothing. You had no direct ties to either one of them.
I like stars, so I'm gonna go Stars Eaten.
And did
There.
I give you guys a name for the ship that Rodnan had? I don't remember if I did.
I don't think so.
Okay, so he's working for a captain of the Azure Serenade.
Sure. Like AZUR.
Yes. Azure Serenade. And which one did you say you liked, Jaeger?
Stars Eden.
Stars Eden. It was the Stars End, but I like the Stars Eden
sorry.
as well.
Stars End. Yep. Yep.
Do you want it to be Eden or End? You rolled and you hit it, so.
Eden.
Eden.
Cooler.
Stars Eden. So that morning you watch as a vessel pulls into the harbor very, very early, flying the colors of Busat.
It's EDN.
Oh, it's EDN. Eden.
They just
They misspelled N. Oh god.
Oh my god.
Jaeger, if you fail an inspiration check for that free inspiration for 24 or 48 hours, if you fail that on social checks, God, I can't even spell Eden without putting the E in. The stars. You get an extra
There's an
inspiration
I
recovery.
wonder what happens to you,
EDN.
Eater.
Hilarious.
That's so good. Fantastic. Thank
Spelled
you.
it wrong. Some illiterate sailor was like, "Yeah, this is good enough."
And it's just been forever.
Do
the
they
stars
do they
Eden.
still call the ship the end? The
Nope.
stars
They call,
end.
they call it the stars Eden.
Every time they did, they got kicked out of the port because they couldn't register it. So they're like, "Fuck it, we're calling it this now."
Amazing. Oh
It's
god.
a fucking Dave that can't spell.
Fucking Dave.
Fucking days.
So you recognize the stars Eden because it has, you know, the most noticeable masthead of any vessel. You know, once where it proudly held, you know, a female form with a large conch shell in one hand and holding aloft a star in the other. It has since been recarved to resemble Dave, the pirate who initially misnamed this ship. A pudgy individual who used to wear suspenders and then a shirt that was too small for him, so his belly button showed. And in one hand, he holds his very favorite ration, a leg of turkey, and in the other, he's got his one eye patch, half drunk, holding a tankard, leading the stars Eden onwards.
Forever shall the waves break against his gut.
But you do see the familiar sight of the stars Eden pulling into Brisbane without its sister ship that you were expecting to have with it.
Yikes.
Everybody else is still asleep. Aside for a few dock workers, there's a small crew that mans the docks early in the morning to help the fishermen on board to their ships and offload any goods. And so they help to tie off the stars Eden as it comes into port. And they immediately make their way towards the Tipsy Mermaid. Their captain does, at least.
I'll meet him at the kind of the entrance just to see if I can ask a question of.
Okay. So strolling up briskly from the docks is the captain, the first mate, younger woman who actually make a history check for me, Jaeger.
History. Wait, do I have disadvantage on this?
Yeah, because you're exhausted.
Oh.
So
Wait, I have a straight roll though because I have advantage.
Oh, well then, if you do,
So it's
then
15
yeah.
for a 20.
15. Successful. So you've heard of Captain Valeria Blackthorn, former pirate turned merchant. She does picks up whatever jobs are legal these days. She got tired of running from the law and eventually made amends, and now she does mercenary work for hire. Captain Valeria's got a very athletic form that hints to her agility and strength, something that kept her alive for years, but she has this raven black hair that cascades down her back in loose waves and accentuates a very piercing, stormy gaze from her intensely reflective spirit as she strides with purpose up to the Tipsy Mermaid, to which you stop her outside. Excuse me. Please, I have...
Sorry, Captain.
Can I help
We're-
you?
Jaeger from the venturing party you're supposed to be meeting here.
Oh, the Midnight Pilot. She holds
Yeah.
out a hand, and her jacket kind of jingles a bit. It's adorned with a collection of really silver and obsidian jewelry. Her coat is practical but elegant. This is somebody who takes a lot of pride in their appearance. She has this silver trimmed tricorn hat on her head, and you can see now that this is the first time you've been close to her. Her face has multiple scars, a bit of a rugged look up close, but she does dress very nicely. But she holds out a hand firmly to greet you.
I'll shake it firmly. And then I don't mean to cut you off or anything, but I saw
Yes.
you came into port. -1 vessel. Did you run into trouble?
Yes. We lost the Sea Serpent's Revenge, unfortunately. Very distressing. Did you know that the undead can swim in a sense?
I figured they were.
They seem to walk along the bottom. We went to stop in Nankivin before we got word, and as soon as we heard, we decided since we were near the port, we would take a look and see how bad it was. That's when hordes of them started coming out to sea, and we didn't think anything of it since they disappeared beneath the waves, but they're not that stupid. They began to pile onto each other or something and climbed up to the boats from underneath the ocean. It was horrifying. The Sea Serpent's Revenge was closer and was naturally taken first. We did what we could to help her, but as soon it was just nothing we could do. We had to leave. So as far as I know, that ship's at the bottom of Nankivin's Bay.
I'm sorry to hear. Do you need anything from us?
No, we want to get underway as quickly as possible.
All right, I'll
crew is
gather our troops.
Ready. Yeah, I just need to speak to Shautha briefly before we leave.
You got it. I'll go get them and wake them, and we can be meeting you near Shelter. So.
Well, we should resupply this morning. I think we could launch by this evening, but my men, they would like a hot meal, and some of them will sleep in their bunks. But I think we can make way this evening.
This inn has some great food, so.
Good. I know that I've been to this port a few times. The Tipsy Mermaid's a favorite of the men here, and we'll be happy to get them some food. If you don't mind, Mr. Jaeger, it's a pleasure to meet you again.
Likewise.
And she hurriedly moves past you, and the first mate gives you a nod, and then a rather large, burly Goliath kind of gives you the nod as they go by. Master Fax, thanks for 5 months. I love you.
Hey.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Cool.
I think all I have is like terribly horny samples on my sampler.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Or no, I've got the MLG air horn. Hold on. I got it.
There you go.
We've got it. Oh, good. The other ones aren't loaded. I unloaded them after unintentionally hitting the Taco Bell bong on a meeting. Oof. Hey,
That's
no.
amazing.
It's not that bad because next to it that I almost fat fingered was the finish him, daddy. That I almost did.
You didn't though.
I did
Congrats.
not. I hit the Taco Bell bong. Thank God. I still have a job. Anywho, everybody else in the tavern, sleeping up above, it's fairly restful sleep until suddenly there is a lot of commotion downstairs. You hear Shautha barking orders at the men to go assist the ship. You can hear clamoring of, conversation, like those that were making breakfast before were probably doing it quietly, baking a few things, picking up some stuff, bringing it in, getting ready for the day. But now there is hurriedly a lot of food being made, and those of you that are upstairs and with keen ears, we're gonna say a perception of over 16 as you. God, that's like fucking most of you.
I was gonna say Jaeger
not
goes upstairs
Isadora,
and starts
not
knocking
Max,
on doors.
not Max, not Soren. So, why is the Freondiri still in here as a PC? Hold on. Excuse me, Freondiri. Delete. We'll come back to you later.
No, you're dead.
Rip.
Spackle has fashioned herself 2 very large plugs for her ears.
It's just comically large earplugs, and Spackles just like grumbles and like rolls back over. Nobody pays her any mind, however. And as soon as you're getting awoken by the kerfuffle downstairs, Jaeger is time to wake up, like coming to each door and waking you all up.
Fuck.
The veil's not quite receded yet. It's that dawn, that slight purplish haze as the veil is starting to recede, but hasn't quite gotten to you yet. It's a little bit before the roosters would crow.
When Jaeger goes to waken Botrin, does he open the door and look
Jim.
inside, or does he just
And-
knock?
Loud knocks.
Loud knocks. Okay.
and it'll just be wake up. We got some trouble.
Oh shit!
No.
All right. In that case,
Oh.
a very quick placing of gear and gathering of things out the door with purpose. What's wrong?
Poor choice of words, but we're down a ship. They were attacked
What?
at sea.
Oh fuck! All right.
And
No.
looks like the undead can climb out from underneath. But
I mean, I surmised as much. Yeah.
yeah, but they're attacking ships, and
Wait,
very
underneath
opinionated ships, which
You're
are
like
our
saying
vessels,
that they're just crawling out of the ocean?
literally crawling out of the ocean and attacking boats, specifically our boats.
There's that many?
That's
There's
a veritable
questions.
army.
This is why I'm urging everyone to get up quickly. I apologize otherwise. And then I guess for everyone paying attention, like Jaeger's got some pretty heavy bags under his eyes.
That doesn't
Not
take more than a
sleeping.
perception of 10 passive
Yeah.
perception. Everybody can see Jaeger looks exhausted.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think the bags under your eyes could get any bigger, Jaeger.
Sure.
But apparently they can.
I say this with concern. You look like shit. What happened?
Long night. We can deal with it later. It's all right. Nothing happened.
You
Stuck in my head.
saw Maribel helping things get started down below, and you saw her Jaeger clock you as you came in, and as you're all looking over Jaeger, you hear and turn around and Max Beals, or sorry, I looked at Max. I'm sorry. Maribel is coming up the stairs behind you very quickly. Y'all, it's busy down there, and Jaeger here puts a huge cup of coffee in your hand. You look uglier than homemade sin, sweetheart. Just get yourself some rest soon. And she immediately turns around and heads downstairs.
Jaeger,
Yes.
you don't have to tell everything, but we should probably have some open communication about what's like bothering us.
Maybe like a little mental health powwow, you know, whatever it is that is bothering you. It's obvious to all of us.
Yeah, and if you're like gonna be tired, then that. Unfortunately, I must speak in Jaeger terms. If you're tired, you will be less effective in battle. So we need to know what's going on so we can help you be less tired and more effective in battle. See?
In more
this is
Jaeger
about battle
terms.
effectiveness and
In more Jaeger
synergy.
terms, I think she's saying you're gonna play
And-
like shit.
Hand on her
If you need one
shoulder.
of us to be vulnerable, I can volunteer to go first.
This isn't. Yes, I hear you, and yes, we can. While we're traveling, I'll talk through my sympathy, but like, you know how the big man's always angry, and that's how he gets his strength. Well, I'm always tired because I'm always watching. So this isn't anything out of the normal. I could probably do this for a couple more days. I appreciate
know
the
you
concern.
didn't.
Promise that you
Yep,
will tell us
sure.
everything. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Can I insight check that? That sure.
It's a pinky promise. The gods will hold you to your word.
I have a whole fucking eldritch god of contracts. Don't fuck with me on this one.
You pinky promised.
Yeah? Can I insight check that?
Absolutely, you can. And Jaeger, if you're deceiving or performing, you can do that too. And then you can tell him. what
Roll
he's
good, buddy. Roll good.
Private. And what were the two? Deception and what?
You can do
Performance?
deception or performance if you're trying to deceive him, or if you're trying to spin a yarn, basically.
I don't know what he rolled. 30.
Oh God.
No,
Natural
so-
20 for a total of 30.
Good lord. So Jaeger, you can, based on that information, tell him what he sees.
I rolled a natural 19,
Ooh.
so it was high, but only +1. So, you would see kind of like he's wincing at the sight or knowledge that he has to share now to the group, but like he's tired, and you can see like the concern is more washing over him, and the ship concern now is like adding to all of that. So like he's at his like stress threshold, for just everything that's happened and him always keeping watch. But like he's not like lying by any means. There was no ill intent. It was just like this plus everything. You guys aren't like moving in the direction that he wants you to move, and he's exhausted, and it's just like now adding to the stress of like, okay, well now I gotta spill my guts every time I have a bad night. Okay.
Got it.
No ill intent.
He's annoyed with us.
Getting very annoyed. Not with just the everything, but the noise now is starting to get to him.
All right, let's move. We've got a ship to catch.
All right.
Well,
You all start to head downstairs. You can see that some of the crew's coming in. Shoutha is talking to this captain that you had met before. What are the group of you doing? Maribel's busily putting food out on tables. She kind of takes a look at Jaeger, really going, Jaeger, sweetheart, I made that real strong, okay? You got to be careful with that. You promise?
he took a very hefty chug.
It's
his way
probably
down,
the
so it's like
strongest
half.
coffee you've ever had, first of all. She goes, she sees you like with a half empty, like, listen, sweetheart, if you drink more than 1 cup of that, you'll be able to shit through a doorknob at 30 feet. So please, just don't drink too much, okay?
One and done. Heard.
I kind of slide over to her. Is that what you've given us for the road?
Well, that's what I got on hand, sweetheart. That's why you only get a single cup a day.
Good to know.
Spackle.
I'm sorry,
Sarah.
Sarah.
We broke her.
It's funny.
I think
It was very vivid.
you have your hand up. Do you want to say something?
No, I'm holding the wall.
Yeah, that's
bracing the wall.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
bracing.
Holding on for fucking
She's
dear
miming what happens if you have more than 1 cup of that coffee.
I'm so glad I went and looked up all the terrible redneck sayings I could find. Oh,
the entire time in character, he's just sitting there thinking, I gotta find the book where she keeps all these witticisms.
It's a prison. Don't go into her
At
mind.
least she didn't use the word squirts.
I just got a fucking DM from one of our viewers that plays in our other campaign that's like shit through a doorknob and just a bunch of like, oh god. It's supposed to be shit through a keyhole, but I fucked it up. That's still funny anyways.
I just imagine it being so forceful it blows the doorknob handle. Like,
Shit through a keyhole.
She's
30 feet.
discovered a new way to initiate the levitate spell.
I can unlock any door now.
Why, most outhouses were just hook and latch. So,
just need my magic potion.
Yeah. So, yeah, she lets you know that that's the coffee for the road. It'll keep you warm, but you don't drink more than 1 cup.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
What are the
Understood.
effects on the touched?
Oh, sweetheart, you're fine. I mean, you don't have to shit anyways. You're good. Just have as much as you need.
Sweet.
It all just kind of runs through anyways. I mean, you've been around for a while.
Only a couple of years, man.
Then you understand how it works, okay? I'm a little bit busy here. I'm seriously. I appreciate the poop talk about the touch. You know, we can discuss it sometime. Rodden's got key insights on that, but I am busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. So excuse me.
Do you need help? I mean, if the
There it is.
sailors are on land. for a
No,
while,
they got
you-
everybody coming inside here. We're good. Y'all are fine. Go take care of what you need. We're gonna leave tonight. It's from what I hear.
Tonight, all right.
Where's my shopping buddy?
Rodman coming downstairs, like hearing the whole commotion. He's still half getting dressed. It's like, all right, I can help you now, I guess.
Shopping buddy! Woo! Like the good old days. All right. Anyone
Yay.
else want to go paint the town green?
Green.
Yeah.
Oh, with money. Not that I have money. Wouldn't it be yellow? I mean, hold
Bit
up a
gold.
coin.
I mean, if your
The green is the-
copper is turning green, it's probably made of brass and fake.
I
I'll
don't know.
tag
It was an
along.
Ashahoyan saying.
You have weird money.
Maribel's kind of got me concerned that I might paint it brown, so I'm going to stick right here.
I told you, 1 cup and you're fine.
We're so mature.
Sweetheart Maximil, you'll have to explain it to him a couple times. They're duller than a butter knife. You just go do your thing, sweetheart.
All right.
Green
Who
it is.
wants to go shopping? Anyone? All right.
I'll take one.
I'm good.
Not that I have money, but
I'll
just
take a long way not.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna stay behind and kind of just keep around, keep my eye on Jaeger, see if he looks like he needs any help.
Otrin sticking behind as well, just sort of like, again, concentrating on the waves lapping up against the shore.
sure. All right. The three of you then that are heading out shopping, that is Maximil, Doran, and Rodnan, who is
And Soren.
Soren. Sorry, the four of you. As you're walking down the street, Rodnan is staying quite close to Maximil. This is session 0 callback. Rodnan and Maximil traveled together under your protection before, and they did not pay any mind to you. They were on a mission. Rodnan has looked at you probably 1,000 more times than he looked at you in that entire journey coming from the temple where Maximil was leaving all the way to Maidatona. And he is terrified of the two of you. Like, he knows Max is powerful and he's trying to butter her up and make her feel better and trying to make up for a lot of the bad things that he's done. But he's pretty sure, just looking at him, that he should be, you see him clamoring to protect his backside more. He's constantly checking over the shoulders, making sure his armor's on the correct way, checking the tightness along the back, ensuring that as he rounds corners, he's going wide enough to get a good look at the two of you as he goes by, and talking with Maximil as kindly as possible on the way.
Good.
How's Franklin doing?
Franklin didn't make it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Rodnan.
Yes, it's quite all right. There was an initial attack on that region. As you know, we were with the Almafea as we were coming back towards Maidatona. We knew that there was some pressure from the undead, and we were beset on all sides by them. There had been some scouts that reported that there was a camp near Bayenta. We made our way south, and those undead from the camp apparently found us on the road. Franklin fought bravely, and he fell. And there's an horrible truth to those undeads, that some of them are brought back by that thing. His eyes,
You know what it is.
go distant as he talks about it briefly, and the two of you get right up on his back, and you say, "You know what it is?" And he goes,
I would be giving him some space. Like I'd noticed that he's real fucking jumpy and paranoid. So just kind of letting him make sure I have him in line of sight, but he has me in line of sight at all times.
He's
Egging him on, like just staring daggers the whole time.
He's out in the distance by the time you walk up to ask this question. Like, you hear it, and then he kind of slows his pace, and he's not even looking at Max. You ask him, no, it controlled water and frost, and it froze things, and then it had something. I don't know what it was. It didn't... Max, you understand this. I've seen you do magic before, but do you know when you do the thing with your fingers and the stuff comes out? You know, and it just kind of...
Shock and grasp?
Yes, that, exactly. And it kind of comes from within you and goes out.
Yeah, I call that my chutzpah.
Yeah, he... Okay, so the chutzpah of this individual was very cold and frosty. And then Franklin had gone down, and a few of the other Almafea fell. There was a moment where it reached back and grabbed something, and then released it over all of us, and this dreadful yellow and green mist enveloped us for a moment, and then Franklin rose again, but he started to attack me, and he lifts up his shirt, and you can see 3 fingernails and like a last 4th one that got like the pinky came in late. He did this to me. He clawed this piece of me out, and it was terrifying, but it wasn't him. Whatever that creature was, I put him back down immediately. Franklin is gone. So, Maximilian, you were. It's quite all right. You were my only friend left, and you know, Maribel says that she's probably the only touch that's lived longer than me, that she's heard of. I've been around for a couple 100 years now. It's
so
not the
you're
first
old.
lover that I've lost.
I'm sorry.
I've lost a couple, but Franklin was certainly the sweetest.
Perhaps my impression of you initially was wrong, but I was under the impression that you did magic for yourself.
Oh, no.
No, no. I'm a bit more of the, and he pulls some roguish flourishes. The getting things in and out of places unseen type. The only reason that you all had assisted us that one night, and thank you very much again for your assistance, was that it's hard to evade an entire army of things with that frozen creature so quickly nipping at your heels. Yes, it was terrifying. But we got maxed out safe, and there were other plans laid that did not go according to plan, and I wound up being the ass in this situation. So again, I apologize for all of your efforts for me just to betray you. Please don't kill me. Maximum, you wanted to shop for something, and we are here in the heart of, please, lead us to where you want to shop.
The sartorial splendor should be just around
Right
this
here.
corner
Yes,
here.
let's keep walking. Thank you very much, Doran and Sor, and thank you again. Please don't stab me. And he just keeps walking. He suddenly
over to
takes a
Doran.
brisk lead.
I think he might die of a heart attack if we keep this up.
Oh, I'm waiting for the right moment to just let out a really guttural scream at him and just watch as he soils himself.
We could secure Maribel's legacy as the oldest living touched.
So, like, we absolutely are going to prank him at some point, right?
Yes, right here, Sartorio Splendor. Please, inside, everybody. It seems like the shop is open. Good. Yes, right this way. And he opens the shop and lets you all in.
Is he holding the door open
Yes,
for
he
us
is.
to
He's
walk
holding
in?
the door open for
As
us.
he does that, I'm gonna walk past him and do one of those like fake out like do something.
Roll 2d20. This is gonna be one of those Brennan Lee Mulligan rolls. 2d20. What's the high and what's the low?
They're both 13s.
Oh yes. So that means it's a good result. You fake him out. He hits the mud and like slips and goes, and falls back on his ass. And he's like, Doran, that's a good one. Thank you. Keep me. He pulls himself up, his ass and back of his shirt completely covered in mud.
I'll prestidigitate him to kind of clean him off.
Yeah. Just
Okay, now I think we are even.
As he, Max, what's the vibe as Doran turns back and sees you looking as to say, are you enjoying this, or is this a glare back at Doran?
Oh, I'm not glaring at Doran.
Good. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. I'm going to pretend to be a little like huffy about it, but there's no glare. And I'm just like, yeah. Get prestidigitized and get in there.
So the moment you step into Sartorial Splendor, this charming tailor shop located in the heart of Brisbane, the air fills with the scent of freshly woven fabrics. The shop's adorned with bolts of colorful textiles neatly arranged on the shelves, showcasing a diverse range of patterns and textures. And in the center, there's a large cutting table that stands covered in measuring tools, pins, and scissors, and a friendly gnome stands at the center. And as you all enter, he looks up. Greetings, friends! I am Maestro Fabrizio. It is a pleasure. Welcome to Sartorial Splendor. What can I help you with today?
Okay, so first things first, I would die for Maestro Fabrizio.
I'm staring at him like, wow, you're a lot.
They did not have room for me in Busat. My heart was too full with the joy of tail rowing. So I brought myself out to Brisbane, and it's a wonderful place. People need all sorts of cloth on the sides of Brisbane.
I need mittens that I can still keep on, but have
Okay.
the fingers come off and on.
Oh, yes,
Because I'm a magic caster.
I have plenty of people that go up to Galea. They need the mittens because it's much colder there. And if you're stopping here, that means you are going north. So yes, I do have mittens in stock. Please come this way. And he like leads you over to a side of the shop where there's a small selection of winter wear. This is a southern clientele, obviously, but there's a few items available. Roll. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm just gonna.
Why is what Ben? Why is the music
why-
tense?
Why is the music?
I
on
don't do
this?
the music. It's not me.
This man's
It's
an assassin,
tense.
isn't it? I don't know. Just
Insight check.
I need you
It's
to
meant to be calm.
roll 3d8s.
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 Okay, it's a good thing I have a lot of d8s.
Let's see what colors he has available. I just asked Google for 8 random colors.
8, 4, and 5.
8, 4, and 5. So he has available in pre-made mittens in various colors. He has goldenrod yellow. These are all nice lined mittens with a soft fabric. He has exquisite taste. It's a very, very gentle interior, but you put them onto your hands and try them on, and you can feel the warmth of the wool on the exterior, but there's a soft layer inside that keeps you from having to have the itchiness of the wool. And it doesn't sweat, and that interior layer helps to wick the sweat, as he's explaining it. Yes, it will take the sweat from your hands, wick it to the outside of the wool, and it will evaporate, and you won't even sweat if you're too warm from these mittens. They're fantastic. He has them available in goldenrod yellow, lavender purple, and emerald green. Thank you. Much more appropriate song.
Happy?
Probably the lavender. I'd want to go with the lavender. That seems to match.
Excellent
match
choice.
this.
These are fantastic. They are a little more splendid. Maestro Fabrizio does not skimp on the details. They will cost you 8 silver pieces. Thank you very much.
Silver pieces.
Probably the most expensive pair of fucking mittens you've ever seen in your life. Like, you've had royal mittens brought to you that may go for a gold because they are made with gold thread and magically enchanted, and like seen them before. This guy takes a lot of pride in his work.
I'll buy them.
It's the assassin mittens.
I'll pass him 6 silver.
Are you sure that we can't lower the price slightly? I mean, they are very. I mean, I can tell you put a lot.
Madam, you
of
do
work.
me a disservice. No! Maestro Fabrizio cannot lower his prices. This is the price of quality craftsmanship, madame. Please, do not insult me as such. I
Oh,
will.
no. I'm just wondering about
allow me,
having a
madam,
bit of a
madam,
trade.
allow me to let you consider your purchase for a moment. And boy, and he snaps, and this pudgy little boy comes running out from the back. Small gnome boy. Yes, Maestro. Yes, sir. And he's, bring us the consideration drinks, please. And he waddles to the back, and a couple moments later waddles back out with a silver platter and a bottle of pink champagne and 2 glasses, to which Maestro Fabrizio says, please put on the mittens, try those again, and pops the cork and pours 2 glasses of pink champagne and hands one to you. Try it with these. See, they are very worth the amount of money that you're paying for them. I agree. Yes, you would want them for the. Your fine friend here is offering to pay them for you.
I want to try and slide hand another silver piece to the kid because it looks like he gets treated like shit.
What happens if I just put my finger in and then taste it, but don't drink it?
He kind of looks at you for a moment. I'm not sure where you're from, but that's not where we drink champagne here. Cheers.
It's a Ashahoyan royalty method of testing the champagne for the
You're good. You slide a hand into his pocket. Yeah, it tastes fine. It's not poisoned or anything like that.
no potion?
I did not assume you came from royalty. Please, this is Swill. Give me this, and he pulls it out of your hand and like throws it to the wall and breaks the glass and throws it to the ground. This is inappropriate. No, bring the good stuff, please, if you will, boy. And the boy runs to the back, comes back out with a bottle that Soren brings a bit of a tear to your eye.
Does it?
You see the writing on it, and it's a Gwyer Sparkling Wine Reserve. I did not know I was in the presence of royalty, madam. Please, allow me. And he bows deeply and pours you a glass of this sparkling teal elven wine.
Ooh.
For your friends, I did not know that royalty was coming to the port of Brisbane today. And then he pours a glass for each of you. Gloves of the privileged. I have been saving this for a day that a royal steps into my shop. Who do I have the pleasure of entertaining today?
I look at Max with that very, very pointed lie now, please face.
My name is. Oh fudge! What's the name of my friend? It's something Castile.
Yep.
Melindra
Castile.
Melindra Castile.
Deception check, please.
Deception check.
Yep.
You've got it, sir.
Oh no!
You have advantage on this because it's social and it's within 48
It's
hours.
social and it's within 48 hours.
All right, so for that, I'm gonna need to do deception.
Just open up the
plus
rest of this box of wine.
13.
Just like pour up
So
that.
how's a 30?
Whoops his fucking natural 4, which goes up to a 12. Because he knows his history. Well,
Of Rosita.
I had heard the Reseda family was human, last I had heard. But Ashahoya is far away, and I would never do you the dishonor. Madam, please, to Reseda. And he
To Rosita.
holds up his glass, and he like looks to Soren and Doran.
Oh, Doran downed his the moment he got it. Doran's is empty already.
He like looks
I'm
back
not
to
paying
you.
attention to him.
Suddenly, the
Just kinda
boy
looking.
shows up and like pours a little bit more in. To Reseda.
Oh, right. Sorry.
So does he, though.
Excellent. Takes a sip.
Tastes good.
Fucking phenomenal. Probably one of the best wines you've ever had. This is stuff that has been. This bottle alone is probably worth 2 or 3 platinum. This is from before Gwyer was destroyed. So vintages are few and far between to be found. Wouldn't you say that all of your friends need a set of these nice mittens to take with them? I would assume that the royalty of Reseda would want mittens to accompany them. I tell you what, you buy how many people in your entourage? Just these 3? I will let you buy 2 of them, and I will give you one for free. It is my treat.
This was sort of a one-off. The rest of us are winter prepared. She was our
Silly.
one stop.
No, royalty is not silly. They have too many things on their mind to prepare for silly things like mittens. Please. The 6 silver is fine. I appreciate your company and blessing my shop. And tell your friends if they ever come to Brisbane on their way back north that they should stop by and see Fabrizio.
I will be sure to do that. You have been nothing but kind to us.
Boy, put those in a box now. Make them nice.
Do you need a box?
The boy runs back out with a very nice box and a silk ribbon like length, and immediately, madam, please, thank you, and like pulls the gloves from your hands or the mittens and like runs and puts them in a box with a bunch of tissue paper and lines them up, puts them in a pretty bow, and walks back and goes, madam, please.
You don't need to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
I wanna whisper to him.
Here's a tip
Which is
for all your. I'll slip him money because I feel bad for the kid as well.
Fabrizio immediately kind of like thinks to go for it and is like, you are too generous. Madam, you are so kind to this boy. He has been nothing but a failure in the eyes of Master
there.
Fabrizio. Huh.
Whoa there!
Would you like to see his mittens? Please, boy, go retrieve your mittens. And he comes back out with these quite possibly the worst fucking mittens you've ever seen. Shit is like, there's holes in it. The stitches like run in big gapes in the palms.
Wow.
They are.
Did you make these? Did you make these?
He's like, mm-hmm.
Wow. They're really. I can see where, like, there is a bit of mastery in here. It's like a unique mastery of your craft. I mean, I've always
Fabrizio
enjoyed.
is just getting fuming in the background, like.
But I mean, honestly, I think that if, mitten making or tailorship isn't your passion, the amount of effort that you put into these gloves, I think you'd be fit to do whatever you love to do.
Yes. The boy will work hard under the tutelage of Master Fabrizio, and we will bring him along. He has just recently started his tutelage. His mother sent him to me after a sordid affair some many years ago, and he was a failure to her. And he just kind of looks back up. I really want to grow the cotton and the flaxseed. Like, I like to farm and make the fabric.
Oh, that's a wonderful trait, and also very necessary. A lot of trade cities in Reseda, they really admire the people who create the base materials, because without you and the people who create the base materials, we'd have nothing to trade now, would we? That's an incredibly important job and, skill set to have.
Fabrizio is looking a little upset about losing his help, but at the same time doesn't want to piss off a noble. He's like, I think we have a little bit of money we could set aside for the boy to raise llamas for the wool for me. Maybe we could farm them ourselves and save a little money. What do you think of the nice lady's offer, boy? And he just goes, yes, ma'am. That's a very good offer. Thank you. I think that's a great idea.
I also gave him a gold piece
A
as
gold
he handed
piece?
me
Oh,
the
God.
gloves.
He's
Yeah,
just
I
like,
gave him a gold as he handed me the gloves, but I tried to make it stealthy, but I'm also not the best at that. So just slip it during the handoff. Anyways, Soren, did you take care of the 6 silver?
Yes, all
I
paid
can
for.
also pay for the 6 silver, like it is.
No, it's all
But-
paid for.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Rodney-
Maestro Fabrizio.
Rodden kind of picking up on what's going down is like, hey, young man, why don't we go talk to the city architect and see if there's land within the limits that you could buy with that generous tip. And he takes the boy under his wing, and Fabrizio's like,
Youngest landowner in the city.
Yeah.
okay, well, it has been a lovely day. And he's pouring himself the rest of the champagne. To you and Reseda. Thank you, madam.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I give Soren the rest of mine because I think he liked it more than I did, or at least he appreciated it.
I pass it off to him and just, I think you might need it. There you go.
Hey,
Have a good one.
If you know anybody who wants a job, please. I have many positions available now.
Heading out of town, unfortunately. Sorry.
Thank you for joining me, son of a bitch.
As the kid's walking with us, I just whisper to him, check your pocket. There's more.
He's like, I can buy all the llamas I need.
Start small. Buy 2, something like that.
So for this, I think for a silver and a gold, he could probably buy a good acre to 2 of land and probably like 6 llamas and enough feed for a year. So
Yay!
this little boy is super ecstatic.
How old is he? Or, like, how old are we talking? Like 10?
So I mean, he's a young adult gnome, but he looks
Okay.
He's got this shock of like vibrant orange hair, and his eyes are this sparkling blue, and he's got slightly crooked teeth now that you look at him a little more. Thank you all for I appreciate all of this. I'm gonna start Whistlefoot Farms now. I'm so excited.
Whistlefoot Farms.
Whistlefoot Farms.
Well, that's my
And-
name. Is Oliver Whistlefoot. Thank you.
Oliver Whistlefoot, I love you. Oh my god.
You know,
Okay,
there is still one very important matter that we have to take care of. Those gloves that you made, I think I would like to purchase them, please.
But you're so big and I'm so little.
I will happily purchase those, and he will. Doran will reach into his little coin pouch and drop 5 gold.
They're perfect for his horns. They go right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
This kid
Would
is
make
going to get
excellent
into
horn
so
warmers.
much trouble. Drugs. He's going to grow up terrible now.
No.
Don't you put that evil into the
He
world.
likes llamas. He's a good boy.
Yes.
Oliver Whistlefoot is this poor, like 21-year-old
Not anymore.
gnome.
Nope.
He's no longer poor, but hey, why are you doing this?
Because
Well,
it is important to live your dreams.
yeah. And no one
Is your
should
dream
have-
not having a lot of money? Because that's a lot of money.
I have more
Listen,
money
kid.
than I know what to do with. It is fun, trust me.
Who are
We've seen
you?
a lot of people that have gotten absolutely fucked over by life in the last few weeks. It helps us to sort of make a bit of a difference, I think.
Well, who are you? So I can, if I ever get lucky enough to find a lady that I could marry, I could tell them about you.
Should we do the pose?
Oh yeah.
Strike a pose.
We strike
With
a
a
pose.
midnight parliament.
What are your names?
I'm Max Meal, and just so you know, you automatically have any trade deals that you need with Katya.
Okay. Well, I thought you were from Rosita.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. And you, looking up at Doran.
I am no one of consequence.
That is absolutely not true.
But
Tell me who you are.
what's your name?
He's so cool.
I kind of shoot a look to Soren and be like, if I give this kid my name, there's a good possibility he's going to be in danger.
Make something. Just kind of just. Oh, right.
You can just call me Tim?
Oh, and he grabs Max's hand and Doran's hand. I will name my firstborn son Tim and my firstborn daughter Max after you. You have blessed me today. Thank you. Thank you. Rodnan's like, yes, come along now, son. Oliver, we need to get you registered with the city and buy some land. I know there's some for sale in the north. Let's go. And Rodnan takes Oliver Whistlefoot off to go buy land and start a llama farm, apparently. Just the sweetest fucking wholesome thing that's ever happened to this party.
No.
So the rest of y'all, while all this adorableness is happening,
Okay, I ruined it in the chat.
watch. Did you? I didn't look.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
God, no.
No, we're gonna come back and he's
life-
gonna be like
life
the
be like
head
that.
of the empire of
Yeah,
trade.
the llama
out of-
empire.
yeah.
Please, Llama Wool Empire campaign 2. He's like a sponsor. He's our sponsor.
Whistlefoot is
campaign
going to be
too.
like a household name for available wool. But
Whistlefoot Industries brings you the latest in our line of llama wool.
I did not literally write in my notes here. Oliver Whistlefoot creates a llama wool farming empire and then names female Max Whistlefoot and male Tim Whistlefoot.
that's adorable.
And Fabrizio becomes one of his vassals.
Yeah,
This is going to be on campaign 1 wrap up. Where are
Yes.
they now? That you go check in on Whistlefoot. So, Jaeger, Isadora, and Botrin, what are y'all up to while these guys are getting ready? Just anything in particular, or prepping for the voyage?
What time is the ship actually supposed to set sail?
This evening. You're supposed to get out and head out underneath the veil because they know there's a little bit of treacherous waters within an hour of the port. They just want to make sure they avoid those, and then it's pretty much open seas from there, according to Rodnan. And the maps
Botrin
that
is
he
just
provided.
holding Otrin's just holding Spackle in his arms, allowing her to sleep, even though he knows that she's already rested enough. But
Yeah. She
she's
rests almost all day in your arms if you allow her to.
Yep.
You know, Maribel comes in a couple times and checks on y'all. Y'all all right there, Mr. Botrin? Or I don't know what to call you. I'm sorry. Just Botrin's okay?
Botrin is fine.
Okay, you tell me what to call you. I just want to make sure I make you happy and don't upset you at all. Botrin, thank you for letting me help take care of you. I mean that one. So such a sweet. Is she actually dead? Is she an undead too, or is she something else?
Something else.
Well, either way, she looks happier than a tick on a fat dog. So you just keep her just like that. If I can get you anything, you let me know.
Thank you very much.
All right, Isadora, you are muted. I cannot hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Isadora is going to find Jaeger, and where does she find him?
Digger, are you helping prep for the voyage down by the docks? Or are you up talking with Shoutha or anything and getting ready? What are you up to?
If that exhaustion is gotten to him, he's been hanging out around the inn. Just basically, once he finished that coffee, it was just like, all right, anytime is a danger zone, so we're gonna play it safe and just stays around, and he'll just smoke out front for the majority of the time.
There is a
Okay.
bench suspended by some chains that you can swing from on the porch.
Perfect.
Isadora comes by and notices him smoking on the porch.
Very slow swing.
Jaeger, I need you to satisfy my curiosity for a second. I feel like there's some, maybe not a grudge. Like I haven't done anything to you, but maybe there's something that you're withholding in judgment about me. And I've never bothered to ask or felt comfortable asking. And, throughout all the time I've been with you guys, I feel like, I don't know, you've warmed up a little bit, but it's always been nagging at the back of my head, and I thought I'd ask.
No offense to you. This is gonna be quite offensive, I guess. The organization that you work with,
Used to work for.
well, you still bear their tattoo. You're still part of that family. You can't be sworn out. That whole organization, I can't prove it other than what I've seen. They're no good. No good to humankind, no good to us here. They stand for what they believe is right, but don't do anything right at all. And it's more of a money type of game for them now. Maybe their old ways were good, but yeah.
You don't have to tell me what happened if you're not comfortable, but when did it happen?
Well, there's I guess a time and place for anything to happen with that organization, but while you were with them, do you remember doing anything good? Being a part of any good movements? Or
It was always business.
exactly, but you know what the snakes mean, right?
I mean, I have my own interpretation of it.
Well, you're the enforcer. The muscle.
In a way,
I'm not saying you now, but
Well, yeah, but I'm curious. Do you ever remember seeing men with the snakes or men without the snakes?
you talking to Hawks?
Yeah, I'm talking about the hogs.
What about them?
They were the ones that we needed to do the dirty work. The snakes were always assigned to political and business negotiations and silent but deadly type. Bloodhawks were more known for being the bloody muscle. It's kind of odd to see someone act out of line but bear that tattoo.
I think you're misplacing what I'm meaning.
Most likely.
I'll give it to you. My family was taken from me. In fact, my entire village. And I haven't been able to find a single cent of where they've gone, except with this group. How is it that a group of random people just meet and know they're destined to do something great, get further than an ever-stretching organization like yours, who has its hands in almost every deal in that side of the world? Yeah, when an entire village goes missing and you go knocking on their door as the last survivor of that fucking town, they don't want to help. They have no clue and magically no ties with us anymore.
It doesn't make any sense. You're right. I'd feel exactly how you feel if I were you.
Yeah.
Jaeger, as mad as you are, I'm going to ask Isadora for a special insight check with a DC, I'm telling you ahead of time, of 26.
Damn.
So, how do I
You
do
need
that?
to make an insight check. I'm telling you, you need a 26 or better to see something. This is a massively strange insight check for you.
Oh, she couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't even hit it. No, it may change in the future, but just conversations with Jaeger are so layered and weird. There's just something.
They really are.
There's something that I needed to see if you knew, and
Okay.
it's something so subtle that you have. He's talking about the organization, like something about the association is what he's discussing, and you're not picking up on anything else. Yep, it's
yeah.
just
Well, if there's any consolation, the last thing I did for that association was the only truly good thing that I could have done. In all my time there, it was always business, but the last few moments that I was truly a part of it, I did everything I could to fix things, and I failed, and that's why I'm here. And it's been years since I've known about anything in that place, anything about who's running it, how they're running it, what they're running it for. I've been completely shut out. And once upon a time, I was the right hand. I wish I could help, but I'm essentially powerless now. I mean, I'm scraping for a hint or a whisper of information about the friends that I left behind, and I had to argue with some mage in some random city that I haven't been to in half a century to send along a message that maybe hopefully one day we'll get to the right person who might reconsider reaching out. Like I don't have anything for you, and I wish I did.
Jaeger swinging stops and he just stands up. Doesn't look at Isadora at all. Well, maybe you should just stop. That organization needs to die. the new Ravager isn't gonna do anything for him. Hell, I don't even know the last time that the lot words are to did anything good. Maybe it's best you don't remember. Don't look into the family. I'm not saying don't or do, but hypothetically, maybe it's a cause for you to do actual good.
We'll see how that goes.
Good luck.
As this tense moment is ending, you look back down the street behind Isadora, Soren, and Jaeger. You can see Soren, Maximiel, and Doran coming up the street. Sans Rodnan, who is apparently not with them anymore.
He's dead.
But you can see the group of them approaching. And Shaltha pops out the front door. Jaeger, not sure where everybody else is, but we're trying to figure out assignments for the ships. Y'all want to come in and decide where you're going? Please, it'd be helpful so we can sort this out and get the most people on both boats and get you guys there safely.
I'll gather him.
Sounds good. She ducks back inside the tavern.
I'll grab my neck and kind of rip at the ink and just kind of throw it out, and it just tendrils out. And I'll point down the street, and I'll go to Max. Hey, you all done? Rolls are needed.
Ooh, new spell. Yeah. We're all done. Went shopping. It went great. We sort of helped a kid create his future llama empire.
Visible facepalm.
Woohoo!
Was that?
Oh,
That was Jaeger, wasn't it?
Jaeger. He has the new message spell.
Good
It's an
read.
invisible rocky talkie.
And he wants bread?
Oh, not those sorts of rolls. I think like roll of the dice type of rolls. Like he's going to assign us rolls of dice.
I don't gamble anymore.
Seems
Neither
like
do
it would be
I.
hard to do on a ship. I mean, the ship is always moving. If you
Yes.
roll dice, they're going to keep rolling.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's you wait for the right time when it ebbs
And
and
then you
flows in
roll?
a certain direction. You roll then, and you hope it goes the right. I don't know. It's fucking. I don't. Gambling's
I
weird.
don't understand sailing games. I don't know.
So
So what
everybody-
games are you telling us,
Everybody
Jaeger?
heading back inside as you're
Yeah.
discussing games. As this happy little conversation about games is going on, you look across the tavern, the Tipsy Mermaid, and you see Valeria Blackthorn standing across the tavern. She's got a door open to a private room in the back. And you spot her it's kind of like cautiously bringing you guys in, and then Rodnan kind of peeks out from the back and he's like waves you all into this small room. It's like a private dining room that's got these sliding doors, and you all get sat around a low table. There's a direct access for the kitchen. This is like the private dining room for captains here, and you're all sat down. Shatha's there. Many of you for the first time. You all can roll a history check. Anybody that gets higher than a 16 knows the legend of Captain Valeria Blackthorn and would recognize her upon description.
Ooh, natural
Wait,
20.
Is this social? Is this a
Social.
thing?
It's social, so you get advantage. Everybody gets advantage.
Natural 20 for a 25.
So those of you that rolled in Foundry, if you mouse over your roll and hit the plus, you'll roll it at advantage. So, Watcher, unfortunately, you failed. No.
27. 27.
Isadora, you failed.
18.
Doran succeeds. Maxwell succeeds. You guys know of Valeria Blackthorn, who used to be a pirate captain. Left the pirates of the Katala Keys to lead a more mercantile and mercenary life, and she's always been talked about, this raven-haired beauty that dresses to impress, and she's standing before you. Isadora and Botrin, a very attractive pirate captain, is standing in front of you with a beautifully adorned silver and obsidian jewelry. Has her silver trimmed tricorn hat on, and it's like a black kind of leather that's been dyed as dark as it can with the silver trim, and she looks fantastic. And as you get closer, she's very battle scarred, and she looks like a real salty, tough woman. You all sit down with Shatha and Rodnan, and Maribel pops in. She goes, "It's about time there." "Yeah, Shatha, we're about ready." Shatha's like, "Yeah, all right, all right. I'm bringing a little food in for y'all. If you want anything specific to drink, just let me know. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring everybody in now, and y'all just sit tight. Thank you." And she shakes her head a little bit, brings in some food and drink, and Shatha says, "Well, you'll have to decide where you want to go, but Rodnan seemed to bring the most interesting ship to bear, and part of the reason we didn't talk about it on the way up here is we didn't know how well it would go." You're all handed drinks and food, and Maribel, "All right, y'all, just take care, and remember, don't lose your cool, okay? Stay relaxed."
All right. Thank you, as always. Now, what am I staying relaxed for?
"Well, you gotta choose which ship you're going on," Shatha says as she looks across the group of you. "There's the Stars Eden here. You can sail with Captain Valeria Blackthorn, but Captain Rourke Drake, maybe one you want to travel with." Rodnan begins to interject. "And the Azure Serenade, she's quite a good ship." And Shatha just grabs him by the mouth and puts his face against the wall. "Shut up."
Jesus. Do we know the name of that captain?
You can roll a history check.
Right.
DC's a 24.
Okay, that was an 18 for the first roll. So 24 plus 8. 20.
This is not social. This is pure history. So this is just a straight roll.
Still 18 for the first one. What is 18 plus 26?
Okay.
Yeah, 18. Yeah.
Anybody else beat a 24?
Didn't roll.
Not rolling. Don't care. I'm exhausted.
As anybody, Maximilian, are you rolling or are you good?
Oh, I'm good.
As they're describing to you the Azure Serenade, you had thought it tickled the back of your mind for a bit before Soren. And then the door starts to slide open as it dawns on you. The Azure Serenade was reportedly sunk with magical treasure, valuing thousands and thousands of platinum, the magical jewels of an empire off of the coast of Katala some 500 years ago. And the rest of you watch as the skeletal fingers wrap around the door and slide open. Captain Rourke Bone Splitter Drake, once a formidable captain in life, now carries the marks of a perilous existence as an undead corsair. His skeletal frame tattered with the remnants of pirate attire. His faded coat is adorned with barnacles and seaweed, and his eyes glow. These sockets in his skull with an eerie blue light, reflecting this cold and calculating intelligence.
Holy shit.
He walks in with a rusted cutlass in one hand, and he instills fears of many who look into his eyes. You see, Rodnan didn't exactly make it to Holderima. The initial ship was beset, and apparently The Azure Serenade rose from the sea and saved him and continued on the mission. The skeletal captain's jaw unhinges and you hear an otherworldly voice. We owe a debt that we will pay. We will ferry you.
I turn over to Rodnim and I say, "You are the luckiest son of a bitch."
I know. I am incredibly lucky, but when...
I bet you shit yourself.
Yes, I mean, I thought I was dead again, and it was not pleasant the first time, but when Mateo heard of it, he and Shotha decided it was for the best. The skeletal form of Captain Rourke sits with a clatter on the bench next to you.
To whom do you owe this debt, if I may ask?
All of life.
Well, that's good enough for me.
You're badass. Don't get me wrong, but I still want the attractive pirate lady. That's definitely my vote.
Spackle and I are going to ride with the skeletal captain.
The choice is yours.
Wait,
And
are we not going on
Botrin,
the same boat?
as you consider it, you recall that you didn't ever see anybody walk on or off the Azure Serenade as it lay in the harbor. And its lights did glow slightly blue in strange flickers. And it seemed to blend in with the rest. But it was slightly out of place now that you think back to it. Shotha
Is
speaks up.
Maribel in the room?
No, she is not. Shotha speaks, though. I would never ask you to walk onto the ship of the dead, but the Azure Serenade, well, certain advantage when the undead seek you to being on a ship of the dead. But, you know, Captain Blackthorn is among the best. Both vessels go to Holderima. Should both make it, is up to the gods.
Jaeger abruptly kind of stands up, scoots his chair out. Now, don't take this the wrong way, but I need to excuse myself. I'm with this guy. We can go with skeleton people, but this coffee and whatever this just happened, excuse me. And he leaves to go find a restaurant.
Poor man. Ready to
Find a
paint the
keyhole.
town brown.
Find a keyhole.
Find the keyhole.
That
Can I
did
also
it.
check if he's actually going to go poop?
I mean,
Weirdest question ever asked in D&D.
That is
Okay,
a
hold on.
new weird question record holder there.
there is the coffee at hand and the situation at hand. So, Jaeger, you may roll deception or performance at advantage. And Soren, you get a single roll of insight.
Oh, I don't get advantage for this?
Nope, because he's got the poops, that's for sure.
It's 17 plus 10, I think.
Where are
Yeah,
you
10,
getting this
20.
plus 10?
He's
I have-
good at
I have
investigating.
He's a very
He's good at
perceptive
insight.
person.
Like that's what he does.
Or insight, yeah.
It's my thing.
Jaeger, you can private roll to me.
Reading people and not being seen. Those are my things.
Jaeger, with that success beating his,
Fuck!
what does he see?
You see Jaeger kind of glance over pretty much everyone at the table, and I guess you would see him just try and do his whole ascertain battle awareness, what's going on, who's coming in, what door did they use, windows of escape, and then that's what you get, and he actually leaves the room.
Okay.
Captain Rourke watches him leave and turns back to the rest of you. Well,
Do you mind if we have a moment to discuss?
Shotha, well, the plan was for all of us to leave this room and let Captain Rourke out the back again with nobody seeing. I can't really hide Captain Rourke in a busy tavern. Could you discuss it with him in the room?
I mean,
Sort of
I don't mind
defeats the
discussing
purpose.
in front of him.
We could all stay in here and y'all can discuss it and really, and she leans to Captain Blackthorn. Oh, no, no ill will on my side. You'll have to choose the best vessel for yourselves. It's a dangerous voyage and having the assistance of Captain Rourke is greatly appreciated, but personally, I sail on my own ship, and that's not anything against the undead. Captain Rourke like clacks as he nods back to her and takes off his hat. I trust my vessel, as Captain Rourke trusts his, and you all have to choose. Both vessels sail to defend you. You have a mission for all of us. We need you to go to Holderim and find out what's out there and where these things are coming from. So Shatha turns to you all. You want to discuss here, or should 2/3 of us leave?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Should
Are we
wait for
going
Jaeger
on
to get
different
back?
boats?
I think splitting up would be a very bad idea.
I
I think we
agree.
will.
But also, if one ship goes down and that ship has all of us on it,
That's it.
but I don't want us to split up.
All right. If one ship goes down, others being on a different ship doesn't exactly solve anything. It just means that we arrive in Holderima with less people at our aid. I can't save you if you go down into the frozen ocean. I don't think anyone here can.
So we are agreed. We all have to stick together. We have to make this decision as a group.
Bartran, you want to go with our skeletal captain here?
As a hollow, I feel very comfortable there. Yeah.
Right.
I
Put
mean,
it to a vote then. We are a parliament after all.
Well, what are the, not to be offensive, what would be the perks of going, on the Stars Eden? Because if we go on, the Azure Serenade, we have the undead help. Is it like, I mean, of course it's you, Captain Blackthorn, which is really cool. But is there anything, I don't want to say is there anything else, but yeah. Other than you just being really cool. And
Well,
like,
the way I look at it is I don't need air or sleep or food or water. So I would be most fitted with the other undead, right? But none of you are undead. All of you need food and air and sleep and water.
We have
And
provisions that the ship will have affixed as well, right?
yes, I assume they would provide provisions for us.
right?
Would be remarkably careless, I think, if they forgot that we need basic food and water.
yes, yeah.
Shatha chimes in. Wherever we send you, I'm going, and Maribel's going.
Good. That was going to be my next question.
You'll have food. I mean, Rodnan says it's a functional ship, and he was able to survive on it. I mean, I don't need to eat either, but there was facilities and a kitchen, and there's water, and I could have. I mean, you saw the Azure Serenade in harbor. You can physically touch it, and it looks like a regular ship.
It's not.
It's
Is it
really
not?
not, but
Here's an interesting perspective for this
You can
little
interact
dilemma we
with it.
face. Both ships are going to Holderima, yes?
yes.
Which ship needs us more?
That was the other point.
It's
I figured Blackthorn would need my help more than.
Blackthorn considers for a moment. Well, if I were a betting woman, and I've never bet a day in my life, she winks at Isadora. I would say if the undead were to attack, they'd attack not their own.
That is my thought as well.
We may need you more to fend them off, but at the same time, you have a mission. If they attack us first and we can draw them away, that's a free ride to Holderima for you. We could take the
Those things
risk.
free rides if someone's paying for it with their lives.
It's not with our lives. We have capable men on our ship, and I trust in my men. They would put up a fight to the death, and they are honored to serve on this mission. The question really becomes, do we split up the supplies half between each ship in hopes that nobody gets attacked, or do we put all of our our eggs in one basket, as it were, and set them all upon the Azure Serenade? It is noon now. We have the day to load, so we need to know, fortunately, now.
Let's put it to a vote.
Shatha. All right. As the acting representative of the Adventurers Guild, I'll put it to a vote in 2 stages. All in favor of splitting the gear between both vessels, raise your hands. She shows it and then sets it down. All in favor of loading the full amount of gear onto the Azure Serenade, she holds her hand up. Okay. All in favor of the Midnight Parliament riding to Holderima amongst the crew of the dead on the Azure Serenade. Holds her hand aloft.
Back on.
What's our other option?
All in favor of
Oh, right.
splitting the crew between the 2 vessels. Okay. All in favor of the crew riding on the Stars Eden.
Fair enough.
Mr. Soren, you have your majority. If you follow
We
the
don't
rules
have Jaeger here.
If you follow those rules, though, Jaeger excused himself. Then, with my vote included, we ride on the Azure Serenade.
I'm gonna cast sending to Jaeger. We're voting on which ship we're going
Number 2.
on. We have the undead pirate captain or the impressive ex-pirate. Make your choice.
Dude.
He said the Azure Serenade before he left.
Did he? Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Undead. I'm with him.
Then I forgot that. I wouldn't have casted that. Anyway.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, he did say the Azure Serenade, so you don't burn the spell slot. Yep. You don't burn the spell slot. Shatha says then, very well. We will load the Azure Serenade for voyage tonight, and the Stars Eden will be our escort. Captain Blackthorn nods. Understood. I wish you all the best of luck. I hope that we can provide enough of a distraction to safely escort you to Holderima. You venture into the unknown, and only one voyager have I ever heard of that has gone there. The skeleton captain kind of turns his head momentarily. One I have heard of as well.
who?
Seems we're in agreement. They both say 2 different names at once.
Is it the unseen?
The first name, Maximil, you recognize.
Oh,
Captain Blackthorn says, Lady Seraphina Nightshade. And Captain Rourke says, Tusk. They both glance at each other momentarily. Maximo, you remember Lady Seraphina Nightshade as a tiefling captain of old who came to serve one of the great cities of Katia, one that I forgot to write the name down for, so I'll give you the exact name soon, but she explored Holderima, came back with her riches, and ruled a city of Ashahoya. In Tusk. Do you know exactly who Tusk is?
We do.
None of you know exactly who Tusk is.
Oh, none of us. Okay. How do you
They
spell
both-
skeleton captain's name?
He is Rourke, Rourke, Drake, Drake.
Got it.
And his nickname is Captain Bone Splitter. So there's agreement made, a brief exchange between Captain Blackthorn and Captain Drake. As they look to each other, Captain Drake says, "My history is fuzzy. Give me." To which Soren, with 20 insight, you know he is hiding something. I will prepare my vessel if you will all please grant me the cover you extended to me. Shalta, yes, absolutely. Please, everybody, to the bar, if you don't mind crowding around the kitchen side of the bar itself. We will ensure that it's safely escorted outside.
I can transform him.
Oh, well, that would be quite helpful. What can you transform him into?
What do you want him to be transformed into?
A rat would be acceptable. I've done this before.
I cast polymorph on him and turn him into a rat.
And he squeaks and runs out under the door.
What was his name again?
Rourke Bone Splitter Drake.
Rourke.
R-O-U-R-K.
She opens up her notebook and writes that down.
You all grab your drinks inside for a moment, recalling, and Shalta says what you'll need to do, and you prepare for the evening's departure. But what you don't see...
Damn it.
And I will pass it to Josh.
Oh no.
What you don't see, as a crow roosts with its other familiar friends on the roof of the inn, suddenly taking flight. In the evening, as the sun sets, it gets dark out. The perspective of the bird flying and swirling through what is like this slight fog, you see a shadowish figure, alone, walking in the street. As he walks in and out of this like dimly lit street, you see other shadows kind of waft over him, and like the flickers of flames in the streets and the posts you just see reflecting against the ground. As he gets further and the bird kind of hovers over, you get lost in this dark, shadowy place as suddenly noises of struggle break out, as if two people were fighting, and then all chaos starts to ensue, and you hear sudden creaks and grunts of exhaustion as these two things just start going at it, the flames flickering, and you can see the red and orange colors reflecting off of the man's face as he's sitting there exhausted, and you see a familiar face. You see Jaeger, arguably fighting for his life, in probably the worst poops he's ever taken. Wow.
Devised version of Gordon.
Wow.
I'm
What
deleting all of this.
Oh god! Oh god! Josh!
Why?
Well done, Josh!
Why?
You're welcome.
Oh god! I DM Josh like fucking 20 minutes ago, and he's like, "I'm gonna leave," and it's gonna look intense. I'm like, "You need the biggest poop joke of your life." Oh god!
All that for a poop joke. Oh,
Well done, sir.
Sarah's
Well
dead.
done.
there's done. That's
Thank you all for the greatest what you
Oh,
don't see
man.
of all time. Oh my
1,000
god!
flushes to you, sir. 1,000 flushes to you.
Oh god.
Oh my
So-
god.
I think that's the most grateful I've ever been for a what we don't see.
All the time I've spent building up these awesome moments just to have Josh win it forever with the poop joke. Wow. Fantastic. Josh, phenomenal poop joke. Just thank you, Josh, for that Shakespearean effort at the end of our session.
That truly, I was like, as it built, I was like, what's gonna happen next? You had me all the way to the very end, and then the moment I realized what you were describing.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Amazing.
God, I
Oh,
love this
Lord.
group. Thank you
I love
so
the Prowler
much.
theme.
Thank you so much for everybody hanging out with us today for the poop jokes and everything. And thank you, players, for putting up with the greatest what you don't see. Sarah's literally pulling her hair out. Oh, God, I need so much more alcohol.
Sarah's
That
like,
was-
I am a scientist. This is the crowd I hang out with.
Tis.
Oh, gorgeous.
Lord.
Oh, everybody, please enjoy your Monday night. We are looking forward to seeing you next week for a full session as the party gets underway. One person, presumably 5 pounds lighter, as they board the Azure Serenade and head west to Holderima, and we can finally see what's on the frost rime of the world. Looking forward to it. We love you all. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you next week.